Welcome to First Unitarian Congregation of Toronto, in person and online, where our mission is to nurture connection, share life's joys and sorrows, and act for love and justice. We welcome you, whether you are joining us from around the corner or around the world, and whether you're a longtime member of this community or visiting us for the first time. You belong here because you are here. I've seen lots of best of and year-in review lists recently. It's that time of year when looking back and looking ahead by setting resolutions happens. I see our Sunday services as a weekly invitation to be in the present moment, and I'm so grateful for this. As we begin, we acknowledge that First Unitarian Congregation of Toronto is located on the traditional lands of the Anishinaabe, Mississauga, the Haudenosaunee, Ojibwe, Chippewa, and the Wendat. The territory is the subject of the Dish with One Spoon Wampum Belt Covenant and is also covered by the Upper Canada Treaties. May we renew our commitment to help heal the wounds of our past and our present in the essential work of ongoing reconciliation. I'm Ashley Culver, pronouns she and her, and am part of this community and your worship leader for today's service. I'm joined today by our interim lead minister, Reverend Linda Thompson, pianist Gregory O, AV Tech Matt Rideout, Director of Lifespan Religious Education Angela Clausen, and Director of Congregational Music Dallas Bergen. I'm happy to bring you news of the life of the congregation. Fire Communion is next Sunday, January 4th. The Southern Ontario Midwinter UU Retreat is February 6th to 8th coming up at the Center Glen Outdoor Center in Bolton, and registration deadline is January 19th. Also, I want to bring to your attention our spiritual care team is available to provide one-on-one confidential spiritual care to members and friends, whenever needed, of the congregation for support on a limited basis in times of difficulty or when seeking personal growth or spiritual deepening. Information and the email they can be reached at can be found on our website under the About section. As always, more is included in our newsletter, First Light. Thank you all for being part of the life of the congregation. And now, as we begin our service, for those online, I invite you to light a candle or chalice if you have one close by, and join in with us in saying our chalice lighting words. As we light our chalice, may its flame kindle within us the warmth of compassion, the glow of love, the fire of commitment, and the light of truth. Before we greet our neighbors, please be mindful of the comfort level of those you greet. Some may prefer, for any number of reasons, to avoid any physical contact. Some may choose to remain seated as a way to signal they prefer to use this moment as a personal time. We show care for our community by respecting others. Now please take a moment to greet your neighbors.
I'll bring the chime.
Yeah, let's.
Yeah.
Now, I invite you to rise as you are able and join in singing hymn 1000, Morning Has Come.
Good morning, everyone. It's lovely to see you. These words are by Andrew Kennedy. He said, "We come to love a church, the traditions, the history, and especially the people associated with it. And through these people, both young and old, known and unknown, we reach out, backward into history and forward into the future, to link together the generations in this imperfect but blessed community of memory and hope. And here, to express the highest aspirations of this congregation, we join now in saying the words of our covenant. Love is our doctrine, the quest for truth is our sacrament, and service is our prayer, to dwell together in peace, to seek knowledge in freedom, to serve life to the end that all souls shall grow into harmony with the divine. Thus do we covenant with each other and with all."
Beloveds online and on land, as a friend recently coined the phrase, our time for all ages today is The Year We Learned to Fly by Jacqueline Woodson, illustrated by Rafael Lopez. Matt has a finger up. This story is intended to connect with Reverend Linda's sermon today, and will also connect with what we're doing in children's religious education, where those who are coming downstairs with us will have the opportunity to build something that they would like to fly to. That was the year we learned to fly. That was the spring when the rain seemed like it would never stop, and the thunder boomed so hard we weren't allowed to go outside. Use those beautiful and brilliant minds of yours, my grandmother said. Lift your arms, close your eyes, take a deep breath, and believe in a thing. Somebody, somewhere, at some point, was just as bored as you are now. So my brother and I closed our eyes, and for a few minutes that first day, we weren't stuck in our apartment anymore. We were flying over the city we'd known our whole lives, but it was suddenly different, exploding with every kind of flower we'd ever dreamed of growing. That was the summer we learned to fly, when my brother and I couldn't stop fussing with each other over whose turn it was to wash the windows, to feed the dog, to clean the kitchen. We fought and frowned and made silent promises to never speak to each other again. My grandmother said, "Lift your arms, close your eyes, take a deep breath, and stop being so mean about everything. Somebody at some point was just as mad as you are now." So we did, and as the soft wind took us out over the city and past the windows of kids who hadn't yet learned to fly, my brother and I reached for each other's hand, flying and diving and laughing and leaving all of our mad far behind us. That was the autumn. Our rooms felt too big and lonely with only us in them, and the darkness coming on so fast. But while we hugged ourselves against the too quiet of it all, we remembered that we didn't have to be stuck anywhere anymore. My grandmother had learned to fly from the people who came before. They were aunts and uncles and cousins who were brought here on huge ships, their wrists and ankles cuffed in iron. But my grandmother said, "Nobody can ever cuff your beautiful and brilliant mind." So our people learned to fly, she said. They dreamed a thing and made it happen, closed their eyes and flew away home. "Lift your arms," my grandmother said. "Close your eyes and remember somebody somewhere at some point had to figure out they could fly." That was the winter we moved away from the building and the blocks and the friends we'd always known, to a street where the kids looked at us funny and didn't even answer when we asked them if they wanted to play. "It's okay," I said to my brother. Do you know the words? Somebody, somewhere, at some point had to figure out they were ready for any new thing coming their way. So like the people who came before us, we lifted our arms even higher, closed our eyes even tighter, breathed in even deeper, and flew the way we'd always known how to, free as the aunties and uncles and cousins who'd come before us, free as our own beautiful and brilliant minds. For a long time, the kids on the ground watched us. Then, one by one, they lifted their arms. One by one, they too learned to fly. That was The Year We Learned to Fly by Jacqueline Woodson, illustrations by Rafael Lopez. And after the service, watch for me at a table where I will be offering a make and take. Some of you have already made one of these Waldorf stars, a light catcher to help you focus on the light that's coming in at this winter season. See you after service.
Enter with me now into a time of meditation and prayer, a time we begin with words from poet Mary Oliver's essay, Building the House, which will be followed by silence, then musical meditation with the lighting of candles of concern or joy, and the sharing of our sorrows and joys. Whatever a house is to the heart and body, refuge, comfort, luxury, surely it is as much or more to the spirit. Think of how often our dreams take place inside the houses of our imaginations. Sometimes these are fearful, gloomy, and closed places. At other times, they are bright and have many windows and are surrounded by gardens combed and invitational, or unpathed and wild. Surely such houses appearing in our sleep work represent the state of our soul, or if you prefer it, the state of the mind. Real state, in any case, is not the issue of dreams. The condition of our true and private self is what dreams are made about. If you rise refreshed from a dream, a night's pleasure, you are doing okay. If you wake to memory of squeezing confinement, rooms without air or disorganization or even wreckage inside, you are in trouble with yourself. There are dream houses that pin themselves upon the windy porches of mountains, that open their windows and summon the flocks of wild and colorful birds. And there are houses that hunker upon narrow ice floes, adrift upon endless dark waters. Houses that creak, houses that sing, houses that will say nothing at all to you, though you beg and plead all night for some answer to your vexing questions. As such, houses and dreams are mirrors of the mind or the soul. So an actual house, such that I began to build, is at least a little of that inner state made manifest.
We come now to tend the bonds that binds our lives one to another. In doing so, we affirm that what touches one life affects us all. In these moments, we seek to widen our caring ministry by sharing joys, sorrows, and milestones in our own lives and the lives of the congregation. And I have a sorrow to share. Ruth Tate has let us know that her mom, Janice Tate, died on Christmas Day after a short illness. She was admitted to hospital that morning and died a few hours later of a cardiac arrest. I heard a rumble through the room as I said that name. Janice was a longtime member of this congregation. She was 96. She had a productive and adventurous life and was well known to many here. We hold in our heart all those who are heavy-hearted today, those grieving, those facing illnesses. May they find some comfort. I invite you to bring to mind all that you are holding in your heart that's heavy today. For those online, please feel free to share your sorrows in the chat. William Blake said, "Joy and woe are woven fine," and there are joys in our community today. Tanya Cawthron and Ashley Culver have announced their engagement. That's a lovely thing. And Emily and Mark Woodnut Reed are joyfully sharing the news of the arrival of their son, August Frederick, on December 22nd. Now there's a Christmas present for you. They report that they are overjoyed and that mom and baby are doing very well. Lovely news. May we cultivate gratitude. Please bring to mind all that you are grateful for today, and I invite those online to share their joys in the chat. May all that has been shared here strengthen and renew the bonds of this community. In joy and in sorrow, in both struggle and success, may we together embrace life's blessings and endure its challenges in the sacred hope that we might grow stronger through both. And may we summon our strength to do what we can to heal the hurts of the world. May we live with courage and compassion, gratitude and joy, today and always. Blessed be. There are many, many translations of the Tao Te Ching, but here is one that is frequently quoted from chapter 54. Cultivate virtue in yourself, and it will be true. Cultivate virtue in the family, and it will be overflowing. Cultivate virtue in the town, and it will be lasting. Cultivate virtue in the country, and it will be abundant. Cultivate virtue in the world, and it will be universal. And I invite you to rise in body and spirit, and join in singing with me hymn number 1002, Comfort Me. Before I say another word, I want to say thank you so much for our musicians today. I've heard the rehearsal of the rest of it, and it's going to be great, but so far it's fabulous as well. Thank you. We don't know the exact origin of the phrase, think globally, act locally, but it seems to have entered the public consciousness somewhere in the 70s or 80s. While its original context may have had to do with environmental concerns, the phrase has been adapted and adopted in many other areas of interest and urgency: economics, social justice, education, public health, and peace building among them. But the wisdom behind is far older than the slogan itself. As I read from chapter 54 of the Tao Te Ching, the idea that our smallest actions ripple outward is something humanity has known and perhaps needed reminding about for at least the last 2,500 years. Cultivate the self, the text says, and the virtue will be real. Cultivate the family, and the virtue will overflow. Cultivate the community, and virtue will go thick. This is not a call to passivity. It's not a retreat from passivity, from responsibility. It is instead, I think, a roadmap, a reminder that change is built from the inside out, from the near to the far, from the personal to the planetary. Our smallest actions ripple out. Our individual choices are the starting point. The African-American poet June Jordan wrote her poem for South African women as a tribute to women and children who marched on Pretoria in 1956 to protest the past system, which was cruelly designed to segregate the population further and to restrict freedom of movement. In her poem, she said, "Our own shadows disappear as the feet of thousands, by the tens of thousands, pound the fallow land into new dust that, rising like a marvelous pollen, will be fertile. Even as the first woman whispering imagination to the trees around her made for righteous fruit from such deliberate defense of life." And her poem concludes, "And who will join this standing up? And the ones who stood without sweet company will sing and sing back into the mountains if necessary, even under the sea. We are the ones we have been waiting for." We can apply this notion to many areas of concern, but today I want to focus on relationships with the self, then with family, however you define that, then community. Cities, nations, and the globe follow from there. Because relationships are where values stop being abstract and become real. We live in a time when the scale of our problems can feel overwhelming. We're inundated with news from around the planet: wars, climate disasters, humanitarian crises, political upheaval. We can witness suffering thousands of miles away in real time, often before we've had a chance to process what is happening in our own lives. While this global awareness can deepen compassion, it can also leave us feeling helpless, anxious, or paralyzed. I have felt that sense of hopelessness. There is a danger in that paralysis. When the problems feel too big, we may conclude, sometimes not even consciously, that our actions are too small to matter. And so we disengage, or we grow cynical, or we turn inward in ways that harden rather than heal. I've been there. Have you? But the wisdom traditions remind us this is not the way forward. Before we act in the world, we must attend to who we are in the world. Cultivate the self, the Tao tells us. It starts with us, June Jordan wrote. In Judaism, the concept of tikkun olam, or repairing the world, is rooted in the Mishnah, laws and teachings that stress local, concrete, and everyday practices that support a justly functioning community. This is not self-absorption, it's self-responsibility. It's the work of noticing our habits, our reactions, our fears, and our assumptions. It is asking, how do I show up when I'm challenged? How do I treat people when I'm tired, afraid, or frustrated? I don't always pass that muster test. When we pay attention to the small, everyday habits and patterns, we are not abdicating responsibility. We are coming back again and again, and yet again, to the simple things that we can do. When we do get them wrong, which we will, of course, we can imagine possibilities for the next steps. How we speak to others, how we treat people we don't know, the care we give to simple encounters. That is the starting point for all the work. In our Unitarian Universalist tradition, we affirm the inherent worth and dignity of every person. That affirmation begins, but does not end, with ourselves. Self-cultivation means learning to treat ourselves as though we have inherent dignity and worth, to treat ourselves with honesty and compassion, not as a way of excusing harm, but as a foundation for growth. When we understand our own wounds and our own triggers, we are less likely to pass them along to others. If I am full of shame or remorse, it will be very difficult for me to move beyond my responses, my immediate reactions. It seems to me we need to remember that we are imperfectly perfect, each and every one of us, and that the work of becoming our best self is never likely to be completed. But that doesn't mean we get to quit. It just means that we have to extend ourselves some grace. And from there, our circle widens to family, however we define that. Family may be biological or chosen. It may be people we live with, people we grew up with, or people we found later in life. It's often where love is deepest and where tensions run the highest. Acting locally in family relationships is rarely dramatic and is almost never simple or easy. It looks like patience. It looks like listening without interrupting. It looks like asking curious questions instead of making assumptions. It looks like accountability, acknowledging harm when we cause it, and then committing to do better. This work matters more than we often admit. Families are where many of us first learn what power looks like, or what love feels like, and how conflict is handled. Some of us need to put the whole sloppy mess of family dynamics under a microscope and ask ourselves, what needs repair, or how can I do better? For unless we do, the patterns found in our families will not stay neatly contained. They echo outward into workplaces, communities, and institutions. And sometimes their all-consuming swamp of dysfunction will affect almost everything we do. So yes, we need to attend to the near before we can repair the world. And from family, we move into community. For us, that includes this congregation. In a world increasingly shaped by isolation and ideological sorting, choosing to belong to a community like this is in itself an act of hope, defiance, and it is somewhat surprisingly countercultural. It's countercultural because we, unlike earlier generations, have a choice. There was a time in the not-so-distant past that not attending regular religious services was an invitation to social suspicion. As I think about the suburban neighborhood of my childhood, the Sunday morning picture is almost comical. As if on cue, front doors would open, and men in jackets and ties and women with hats and dresses would exit their homes, followed by mini versions of the parents, the children, and then they would climb into their big cars and drive out of their driveways carefully and then up the street, then branching out, each to their own. In my neighborhood, the Anglicans went straight at the nearest intersection. The United Church families turned right, and the Roman Catholics and Presbyterians turned left. A smaller parade might have happened in some neighborhoods as Jewish and Seventh-day Adventist families made their weekly journeys. But today, that weekly journey is not expected. It's not common. Today, it's radical. Turning on your computer, waiting for the streetcar, cycling, walking, or driving to this or any other congregation is unusual. In the last census, we learned that only 1/3 of Canadians indicated they attended religious services monthly. And I would bet that's an overinflation. If I were a betting person, I'd bet it's quite a bit lower. Almost another third reported no religious affiliation. Unitarian Universalists, we can conclude, are a very small percentage of the Canadian population, definitely less than 1%. It's so good to be here today with you, my fellow countercultural outliers, bunch of weirdos. And yet here we are. We choose to gather as an act of hope and belief that being together is important. It's important for a number of reasons, but as James Luther Adams, a Unitarian theologian of the last century, said, church is where we practice being human. Here we practice living with difference. We learn how to disagree without demonizing. We learn how to hold one another accountable while still holding one another in care. These skills are not incidental. They are essential. Democracy does not survive without them. Justice does not advance without them. When we serve one another here, making phone calls, sending emails, bringing meals, showing up in times of grief or celebration, we are not just being nice to one another. We are rehearsing the world we want to live in. We are strengthening the muscles of compassion, cooperation, and mutual responsibility. What we learn here is that people make things happen. Yes, this congregation has a paid staff, but the reality is that the members of this congregation do most of the mental and physical labor of making this place happen. The people who moved chairs for the solstice service, the people who work as worship leaders, the board members, I could go on and on. It's you, not me, not Dallas, not Angela, not Mary Ann or Matt or Alex. None of those people are what makes this congregation work. We help, but it's you. Here together in all the messy human imperfection that is part of every community, you are practicing living, being human, imagining the world that we dream of. We are the ones we have been waiting for. We are the ones that all our communities, cities, countries, and the world have been waiting for. This congregation is just one in a ring of ripples of care and concern. And this congregation is, by design, a place where we can be restored when that is what we need, and challenged when that is what we need. What we do here, what we practice, can be a training ground, reminding us that we are part of an interdependent web. Our small choices can remind us where our agency begins. It lives in how we are with one another, how we spend our money, in how we use our voices, in who we show up for, in what we are willing to challenge, and in what we are willing to change in ourselves. There's a profound humility in this approach, but also a deep hope. We are not required to fix everything. We are required to take responsibility for what is ours to tend. The world will not be healed all at once. The beloved community will not be created completely and finally at once, or perhaps ever. The work will happen in fragments, in conversations that restore dignity, in communities that choose inclusion, in families that practice forgiveness, in individuals who refuse to give up on compassion. So may we think globally, but may we stay awake to the beauty and suffering in this fragile world. And as we do that, may we act locally at first, perhaps more widely. But whatever we do, may we do it with intention, with courage and love. May we tend carefully to this beautiful practice ground we call the First Unitarian Congregation of Toronto. Because small acts are not small at all. They are how the world is made new. We begin with ourselves. We begin here. We care for ourselves, we care for one another, and we do our part in repairing the world. Tikkun Olam. I invite you now to share with me in a responsive reading. I can't think of better words to end than with these written by one of my teachers, the late Robert Eller Isaac. For remaining silent when a single voice would have made a difference. We forgive ourselves and each other. We begin again in love. For each time that our fears have made us rigid and inaccessible. We forgive ourselves and each other. And begin again. For each time that we have struck out in anger without just cause, we forgive ourselves and each other. We begin again in love. For each time that our greed has blinded us to the needs of others, we forgive ourselves and each other. We begin again in love. For the selfishness which sets us apart and alone, we forgive ourselves and each other. We begin again in love. For those and for so many acts, both evident and subtle, which have fueled the illusion of separateness, we forgive ourselves and each other. We begin again in love. And let's just breathe into the welcoming silence for a moment.
We are the ones, we are the ones, we've been waiting. We are the ones, we are the ones, we've been waiting. We are the ones, we've been waiting. We are the ones, we've been waiting. We are the
The work of First is sustained through your continued generosity. We recognize this comes in many forms, including volunteering and giving financially. At the back of the sanctuary is a giving basket as well as a tap machine where you can make a donation. Or please visit our website and click donate to make a difference. And Matt will drop the link into the chat for our online friends. We continue to be in need of volunteers for our coffee team. If you are willing to serve in this capacity, please contact Marianne Roach. For today, everyone is welcome to connect and chat without coffee in the community hall. Thank you for your generosity. Will you rise in body and or spirit and join me in singing hymn 121, We'll Build a Land.
Thank you for being here today. We hope you have found connection and meaning in the service, and we look forward to seeing you next week for our traditional fire communion. For those joining online, at the end of the service, you'll be invited to join a breakout group. Just say yes when you get the invitation. And today's question, just a small, light one, what are the things you do to deepen connections and therefore, in turn, repair the world? Matt, can you tell me how many people are online today?
About 50.
About 50. So there's us plus another 50 here today. Thank you. For those who are here in person, we encourage you to take the question into the community hall during social time. And as we extinguish our common flame, let us hear these words by Cheryl Block. As we go forward into this frightening, exhilarating, confusing, miraculous world, may we offer our comfort to the afflicted, our love to those who are lonely, and our wish for all to be safe. Amen.
Are you on the?
Yeah, I
All right, so you'll get, as I say, now, come next and you may not know all of my guess is that now it's but if he does, practice it and come and sing with us some.
Work while it is day when the work.
Hey Greg, you can have a home set and a here set of coiled hymnals if you want. That's love. Block, yes, the word on